They are sitting right beside you, but somehow you still feel alone. This is one of the loneliest kinds of pain, because when someone is physically gone, people understand grief. But when someone is still there physically, still in the house, still answering messages, still wearing the title, still claiming the relationship, still occupying space in your life, people may not understand why you feel abandoned. But you know what it feels like to be next to someone whose heart has already left. You know what it feels like to speak and feel unheard, to reach and feel nothing reaching back, to ask for presence and receive performance, to share a room and still feel emotionally homeless, to keep holding on to someone who has been absent in every way that actually matters. And that is where many women feel stuck, because the body is there, so you keep hoping the person will return. The title is there, so you keep telling yourself the relationship still exists. The memories are there, so you keep waiting for the old version of them to come back. The history is there, so you keep trying to revive something that may have already died quietly a long time ago. And this is what makes emotional absence so devastating. It does not always announce itself. It does not always come with a dramatic breakup. Sometimes people leave slowly. They stop listening. They stop caring. They stop showing curiosity. They stop making effort. They stop protecting the connection. They stop meeting you emotionally. They stop being present in the places where love was supposed to live. Because they are still physically around, you keep calling it a relationship. You keep calling it a rough season. You keep calling it distance. You keep calling it stress. You keep calling it they are just going through something. You keep calling it anything except what it is. They left. Maybe not with their feet, with their attention, with their tenderness, with their honesty, with their emotional availability, with their willingness to meet you, with their responsibility toward your heart. And sometimes accepting that is harder than accepting a physical goodbye, because physical absence forces grief, but emotional absence invites denial. You keep saying, maybe they are tired, maybe they are busy, maybe I am asking for too much, maybe I need to be patient, maybe if I love them better, they will come back. Maybe if I pray more, soften more, explain better, become easier, become quieter, become less needy, become more understanding, they will return. And slowly you begin negotiating with abandonment. You start accepting crumbs because at least they are still there. You start shrinking your needs because you do not want to scare them further away. You start becoming grateful for small signs of attention that used to be normal. A reply, a touch, a decent conversation, a moment of warmth, a day without coldness. And because you have been starving emotionally, even the smallest effort starts feeling like hope. But hope can be dangerous when it is attached to someone who has no intention of returning. Because now you are not healing. You are waiting for eye contact that feels real, waiting for affection that feels present, waiting for apology that has weight, waiting for consistency, waiting for them to choose the relationship again, waiting for them to become the person they used to be or the person they promised they would become. And while you wait, your own life becomes suspended. Your nervous system stays tense. Your self-worth starts bending around their distance. Your joy becomes dependent on their mood. Your peace becomes tied to whether today they decide to act like you matter. That is not love. That is emotional limbo. And emotional limbo can keep a woman trapped for years because she is not fully loved, but she is not fully released. She is not fully held, but she is not fully free. She is not single, but she is not lonely. She is not alone, but she is not abandoned. And that contradiction can make you feel like you are losing your mind. Because how do you grieve someone who is still there? How do you let go of someone who still says they have not left? How do you explain loneliness to people who can see the person standing beside you? This is why you have to trust the fruit, not just the physical presence. Presence is not just a body in the room. Presence is attention. Presence is care. Presence is emotional responsibility. Presence is consistency. Presence is the willingness to know what is happening inside you and respond with tenderness, not irritation. Presence is not someone occupying space while your heart goes untouched. And that is the truth many people avoid. Someone can be in your life and still not be with you. Someone can share your bed and still not be with you. Someone can carry your title and still not be with you. Someone can post you, claim you, call you theirs, attend events with you, answer when you call, and still not be with you in the way your soul needs to be met. Because togetherness is not proximity. Togetherness is participation. And if someone has stopped participating in loving you, you need to stop using their physical presence as proof that you still have them. That is where healing begins. Not when they finally leave, but when you stop denying that they already did. And I know that is painful, because letting go of someone who is physically present can feel like betrayal. It can feel like you are giving up. It can feel like you are being cold. It can feel like you are the one ending things. But sometimes what you are ending is not a relationship. Sometimes you are ending the illusion that the relationship is still alive. Sometimes you are finally admitting what your body has been grieving for a long time. That you have been holding on to a person who left emotionally, spiritually, relationally, long before they ever left physically. And that kind of honesty hurts. But it also frees you, because you cannot heal from an absence you keep calling presence. You cannot recover while still pretending crumbs are connection. You cannot rebuild yourself while waiting for someone who keeps proving that they are not coming back in the way you need them to. You cannot keep living in the doorway of someone's emotional unavailability, hoping that one day they will invite you in. At some point, you have to choose truth over waiting. You have to ask, are they actually with me, or are they just there? Do I feel loved, or do I feel managed? Do I feel seen, or do I feel tolerated? Do I feel held, or do I feel like I am begging for emotional scraps? Do I feel safe, or do I feel like I am constantly auditioning for warmth? Because your answers matter. Your loneliness matters. Your emotional hunger matters. Your body's grief matters. And if someone's presence keeps making you feel more alone, then their presence is not enough. A relationship cannot survive on proximity alone. It needs participation. It needs proof. It needs truth. It needs care. It needs mutual effort. It needs both people present, not just one person physically available and the other person emotionally begging at the door. And some of you need permission to stop holding on to people who left you a long time ago. Not because you hate them. No. Not because you are bitter. Not because you did not try. But because your heart cannot keep living attached to a ghost with a body. That is what it feels like sometimes. A ghost with a body. Someone physically there, but emotionally gone. Someone familiar, but unreachable. Someone near, but absent. Someone you can touch, but cannot reach. And the longer you hold on to that, the more your healing is delayed, because grief needs honesty, healing needs truth, freedom needs acceptance. And acceptance sometimes means saying, they may still be here, but they are no longer with me. And I cannot keep abandoning myself to stay loyal to someone's absence. That is not weakness, that is clarity. That is the moment you stop begging for presence from someone who has already chosen distance. That is the moment you stop confusing attachment with love. That is the moment you stop trying to resurrect what only you have been fighting to keep alive. And hear me clearly, you are not foolish for hoping. You are not weak for loving. You are not wrong for wanting them to come back emotionally. You are human. You were bonded. You believed. You remembered the good. You saw what could have been, but now you have to honor what is, not what was, not what you imagined, not what was promised, not what they occasionally perform when you feel, not what they occasionally perform when they feel you pulling away. What is, because truth is where healing begins. The sooner you let go of the person who already left you emotionally, the sooner your soul can stop waiting at a locked door. The sooner you stop treating their physical presence as love, the sooner your heart can begin grieving honestly. And the sooner you grieve honestly, the sooner you can heal. This is Redefine Your Narrative. And maybe the narrative you need to redefine is this. A person can be physically present, and still be emotionally gone. And I cannot keep calling their absence love just because their body stayed. God bless you.